Okay, Silver Rain Running Cloud here with free advice about life with Silver Rain Running Cloud. Imagine I'm in the hospital and this is a hospital bed because I do not feel well at all, and I don't know, maybe I won't win this battle after all. Maybe by tomorrow I'll be dead. I can't tell you how many nights I've wondered that, if I would be dead. Because this is a very difficult disease to fight and to deal with. So I was telling you about how we were kind of commandeered without our knowledge or agreement, and we became the workers that created the automotive industry's autonomous driving database. But we not only don't get to know our accomplishments, we don't get to share the profits. They give the credit to one person, much as if you had a British lord and you gave him all these peasants and everything that comes from their contributions. And that's who we are. We're the peasants that created the autonomous driving. Now, I only provide that example to let you know how our enemies were able to get so far with building such a sophisticated bioweapon against us. First, you have to remember who does all the hiring. Who does all the hiring? And are the people similar? The people that get hired to be the scientists, the biologists, the nanotechnologists, the computer scientists, the people at MIT, Harvard, Stanford, the places where these ideas are grown and the funding is given and the experiments are performed and everything, right? But we don't hear about it because we don't even get to live in those towns and cities, do we? No, we don't, because we're just the peasants. So once you'll understand that, and you understand that the only goal of European nationalist civilization is to take over everyone, and that for Jews, their highest, as I understand it, they don't share much about it, but as I understand it, Jews do not believe in heaven, so they believe you better have fun here because this is the only chance you're going to get. There's no consequences in the afterlife, only here. But they also believe that they're entitled to so many slaves. So if they're not going to have their slaves in heaven, you know, like 10 heavens and 100 virgins or whatever that Muslim man's dream, you're still going to have... Sorry, I'm distracted by the disease. You see, as I explain to you what's happening to me and how I got here and the larger context for this death that's descending upon me, or trying to, I'm fighting it. The only way that I can really explain it to you is by setting the context, that you really have to be able to believe that there are people out there who have a biomap of my body, okay? Yale took 2 MRIs of my brain, so they have a complete mapping of my brain. I've been under surveillance. I've been drugged by psychiatrists, observed by psychiatrists. I've been followed. I've been drugged. And now I'm fighting a nanobot biotechnology form of bioterrorism. And I'll call it bioterrorism because of this. You know, I was prolifically teaching, wasn't I? I was very busy bringing people up to date with what I had learned about American culture, and culture war, and the war we've been in and how long it's been going on, and what the Europeans are fighting the Americans for. But they silenced me because all I can do is fight for my life now, you see? And when you think of how many people participate, then you can see that reparations absolutely has to be. That these kind of crimes have to be exposed, that people cannot continue to die these bizarre, targeted deaths because they dare to say, no, you can't steal my land, you can't steal my inheritance, and you sure as heck can't steal my body. Or can you? You see? Right now I have an organism that's looking to be fed. It's been driven from other parts of my body to the last refuge in my gums, where a dentist very kindly planted homes, coral homes for organisms. Because investors want dental implants to pay. You see, they're looking at an aging population and they're trying to get their positions in place for long-term gains so that when they get really old and can't make decisions, their investments will still keep them personal servants in a place that's nice to be, even when they can't do anything but sit there and drool. That comes at a cost, and the cost includes me, I think. You see? Because a dentist put something in my mouth, I could feel it there. And I can't tell you how much better I feel now that I'm taking it out, but there are CPUs involved in this, you see? Now the first time I noticed that the bio layer was really a part of me was when I was using the intelligent cupping device. And I could feel the disease being drawn from outside my body. I told you about that last time. And I thought I would be able to do more movies, but I'm really not well. I'm really fighting a pretty serious disease. And I'm just trying to keep my spirits up. And be optimistic, right? Morgellons was a beta test for this. Now, I'll just say right now I don't have any bugs. I mean, I don't have I'm not going to say I don't have any bugs because some Morgellons look like sesame seeds with a tiny hair on it. So when I play rife tones that I got from Dr. Virtual 7 here on YouTube, through his nanobot library, I was able to get to a guy named 101101. I think that's his name. But anyway, he had different rife notes for cleaning the blood, and that actually drove things out through other parts of me. One of the things that I noticed when the disease first started to accelerate to the point where I become disabled with it and unable to proceed to lead the way I had been leading, the way I got knocked out as a leader. I'm sad about that, but I'm doing the best I can, and I'll tell you it's not easy. And I'm in pain right now. I'm in pain every day, but the pain I'm in now is less than usual, you know? And I do have ways to treat myself. And I do have a partner, a real live doctor, that I report to, tell him my findings, and he's shared information with me and guided me through some medicines that he thought would work for me. So that's been very good for me. I'm very lucky like that I came up in a medical community and that I was a child in the medical community and came on through, because even though medicine's been totally corrupted and sold out to this process of transhumanism, there are still people from the old days that are holdouts. You know, people from before that whole socialized medicine, you know. There was a whole campaign to make doctors seem incompetent, and the Ginjib had a whole campaign that made the public lose confidence in doctors, but they didn't lose confidence in dentists. And the dentist put an organism, and I wondered, why is the gum swollen here? And if you could see it now, you would see there's a structure underneath the caps. And I think that's where the organism was hatched. And there's one living there that I can't kill it. I've killed its structures surrounding it. I've removed a lot. But there's one here I can't get out. There's one here I can't get out. And what he does is he put them in the caps of my teeth. So he gave me I got root canal from someone. And then when the cap was put on, it was hollow inside. So when I'm trying to clean my teeth, I'm finding my teeth are hollow. My teeth are like granaries for an organism that exists in a biofilm around me. An organism that needs air and needs food. And it can siphon these off your body and you won't even notice. But when you're doing a cleanse and you're fasting and you really are micromanaging your organism and you're eliminating them, well, the intelligent cupping device created blisters on me. But these blisters were filled with clear fluid, and unlike the other times I got a blister, these were not going. And it's only on the right side. I mean, is this the right? Only on the left side of me, right? And there's a whole story about that, about when they were doing the brain matching and how I could feel the programs interfering, learning right from left, doing mirror imaging, so that when the self-defense system is activated, when I'm trying to get the nanobot out of my ear cartilage, where it has mimicked my own flesh, you can even see from the pictures the space that it occupied now that my doctor has me on a better medicine. It's dying very fast. And I think that's why I'm, just kind of weak. But my teeth are hollow. How are they staying in my head? But could you imagine if you wanted to invest in dentures and implants? Because there's a whole line of implant clinics that have come up. And the doctor that did this to me, well, he started some kind of charity organization for black folks, which means he enjoyed what he did to me and wanted to do it to more of us. But he also does something called coaching because he knows how to prolong the practice. I did Invisalign with him, and with the Invisalign, I have cracks at the root of all my teeth. And that is partly where the predator feeds. So if your teeth become granaries for an organism that occupies your entire body, like imagine that your body is just an enclosure and someone has inserted a level of management, just like you used to be just you in your car, right? And then all of a sudden you're driving to create an autonomous database. So every time you get in your car, if you look at the permissions on your electronic system that you didn't ask for, does it do you any good? No. But don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on how much of the technology is here to set us up, to spy on us and set us up, because this organism, it can mimic me. It can deliver to me it can deliver to me nerve pain. So if I try to kill it, it can sting me back. If I come after it, it can reflect the pain of the weapon in on me, which means it has AI and machine learning capabilities. Okay? And if you say, well, gee whiz, that just sounds like too much. Imagine you have a long-term plan and you're going to construct something systematically over time. Well, you make your infrastructure first, don't you? But you don't make an infrastructure just blind. You have places where you're going to place things, right? And when you've got people in professions that are willing to do these things, and when all the people in the professions are hand-chosen, and you get to the point where even the hospitals have the names of human beings, then you can see that my ideas about where this disease has come from and the nature of it is founded very much in logic. So that's the end of this one. I think that's it for the night, because I could tell you more about what's ailing me, but I think I would be better off not, because frankly there's only two possible outcomes, right? And the only thing that I can think of as an outcome is that my research will get to the time travelers And before this spreads to you, we'll have the cure. We'll have the complete etiology, the symptom complex, the end goal of the disease, and the cure. So I don't think anyone else is going to have to go through what I'm going through because of the age we're in and because of my existence as a singularity. 16th dimension capabilities, quantum universe. Which means that the time travelers can interact with me. And this is first-person medical research, and I have been trained in medical books. I've seen medical education, so I know what that's all about too. So you can take it from me. But I don't know how to kill this thing. I really don't. So I hope the scientists are working fast, because I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of suffering.